description.
All right, hey, this is Hans. It's time for another episode of the Instant Noodles Recipe Time, the show where I show you what to do with your instant noodles. It's time for that. I run a website called theramenrater.com. If you go check it out, TheRamenrater. I'm not raiding the ramen, not like an ice raid. So this is Nora Kitchen Kare. It's beef flavor ramen, and it's savory peanut. So this sounds good. This sounds really good. I want to thank James from Lakeside, California for pitching this my way. I have an interesting story to tell you, and it is of weirdness, bizarreness, and what I did last night. It's really weird and crazy. A lot of people think it sounds scary, but oddly enough, it wasn't at all. I mean, it was just like really weird. I would say it was more unnerving than anything. So get this going. And during the interim, while I'm steeping this noodle, I will weave for you the tale of what happened, because I think a lot of people, if this happened to them, they would have been really scarred from it. I don't know. Maybe I'm coming to grips with the fact that it was really, really creepy and weird and strange. But I will say I am all right. I'm okay. But we still have to cook our noodles. Oh, weird. The inside of the sachet has some static going on, so like the bits of vegetable were kind of dancing around in there. That was... Whoa! Whoa, okay. No, there's no bugs. It was just static. Okay. First off, let's get this water in here. To the line! Right to there. No leaks, no muss, no fuss, no big mess. No big mess. All right. All right. So, you want to hear the story? You do? Okay, cool. So last night, I'm like, okay, it's the end of the day. I'm gonna go take a shower. I was like, okay, I go take a shower. I shower. I get out of the shower. I dry myself off. In the midst of drying myself off, I'm like, what? I look at the towel, and there was like, it looked like red marker pen. Like somebody took a marker pen and went all over it. I'm like, damn it, my kids are like way too old to be doing this crap. Way too old. They're 9 and 10. No, 8 and 10. They'll be 9 and 10 in December. Okay. So anyways, I'm like, what the hell? And then I glanced down, and on the floor, I kid you not, like that by that big red puddle. I'm like, I call my wife in, and I'm like, at first I kind of survey myself. I'm like, is that what I think it is? I don't see where that's coming from. No, it can't be that. So I'm like, hey, come here. She comes in and she's like, oh my God. And so what happened? It's so weird. So somehow, I'm thinking when I was drying myself off, I really don't know. But what happened was on the front of my leg, So like, here's your foot, right? Right about here. There was like a pinprick. And from there, it was like a fire hose of blood going all over the frickin' place. Like everywhere. It looked like the scene of a stabbing in there. I'm like, what? How could I not feel that? So she comes in, she grabs towels. She's like, hold pressure on this, you know. I'm like, okay, I'll do what you tell me. And she calls up 911. They show up and they're like, geez, that's a lot of blood. What happened? I'm like, I don't know. How much pain are you in from a scale of 0 to 10? I'm like, 0. It doesn't hurt. It's just, if anything, it's really weird. So before they showed up, she helped me, and I managed to get a pair of underwear on and a t-shirt on. I was like, I ain't going anywhere buck naked. And I really don't want, you know, EMT dudes showing up and me being all naked. That's just me, you know. And yeah, so I'm like there, and they're like, they do this like, oh, what did they call it? They call it an Israeli bandage. I think that's where they came up with the technique, but it's considered a military field bandage for somebody who has like a really bad gash in their leg to stop hemorrhaging, right? So they put this on my leg, and it's like, literally, it's like right there, and it's tiny. It's tiny. And they were like, yeah, it's probably close to an artery or a main vein, and the problem is that it's kind of like a garden hose with a little hole in it. It's just going to go, and that's what happened. And so I get a nice ride to the hospital, hang out, and they're like, sounds like you got a little pumper there. I'm like, yeah. And they look at it, and you're like, yeah. So they like they take it off. They're like, yeah, this thing really isn't going anymore. What's your pain level? I'm like, 0. I just feel really weird. Do you feel like dizzy and nauseated or anything like that? I'm like, I feel a little nauseated, but mainly it's because I've never seen that much blood before. But yeah, and now I just have a big old, I left the dressing that they put on it overnight. I'm like, I'm not screwing around. I don't want this thing to open up again. But, yeah, now I've got a big old Band-Aid on it, and I'm just like leaving it alone. I want to go out walking, but my wife's like, no. So I'm like, okay, all right. But I'm like, yeah, let's go to the store. No. When you're done with work, you know, we're going to go walking. It's like, you're not going walking. Okay. But, yeah, so that was crazy, ending up in the ER, you know. They're like, we're so sorry this happened to you. I'm like, honestly, I find it kind of fascinating that this even happened at all, but it happened. And, you know, they're like, are you diabetic? I'm like, no. Are you this? No. I take blood thinners, but I haven't taken any since this morning. Like, okay. Yeah, it's just, there was a vein that was close to the top of your skin, right in that spot. And apparently it got bumped just the right way, and it started like a fire hose squirting all over the bathroom. I mean, it's like, whoa. But it's all done. Now, though, I'm kind of like nervous about it. I don't want this. It's not like I'm worried I'm going to bleed out or anything. I'm just worried that I don't want to make a mess. I keep like looking at the bandage, and it's just like, it's just a Band-Aid, and it's not all gross or anything. In fact, when the one that they put on at the hospital, she took it off this morning, there was like nothing there. I mean, it's like the little gauze piece wasn't like soaked in blood or anything. So I'm like, well, that's good. But I looked at the thing. It's like what it was coming out was like this tiny little thing, you know. I was getting asked, so dude, did you get stitches? It's like, honestly, I think if I would have gotten stitches, it would have made it worse. And because it would, you know, those are more holes. And the only thing that they said that they might do to it, which they didn't, would be like to cauterize it. So like take something hot and, you know, like burn it shut. But they didn't even do that. So, but yeah, that was the weird, crazy thing that happened to me. But I'm fine. It's just weird, man. So yeah, don't, I don't know. All I know is it's time to try this, and this is this savory peanut deal. And it sounds interesting. So here we go. So kind of like a beefy, definitely peanutty, savory. A little bit of tangy acidic note in there too. I like that. It's very different. I think I would have gone with a different style noodle, you know? But that's good. And in fact, I would go so far as I think it would be much better if it were a boiled noodle. Like if you actually cooked it rather than steeped it, I think this one would work a lot better. But it's good. It's savory, peanutty, wonderfully. Yeah. I like it. Oh yeah, so there's that. I'm gonna add something to it. So Kare is a Filipino thing, and it can have like all sorts of stuff in it, like what do you call it? Pig's feet, stomach, tripe, intestine, all sorts of offal. You know, it sounds like the word AWFUL, but it's spelled OFFAL. It's just basically organ meat, but I don't have anything like that, so I'm just gonna cut up some chashu and throw it in here. That seems worthy. So that's what's happening in here. I wish I would have shredded it. I think that might have looked a little more authentic. But it's supposed to be beef, but it could be pork too. And here we go. We're going to add it to that. And this is a fascinating new thing for me. I've never, So there's that side. On this side, there's some Chinese sausage. And finally, did I miss it? I did. Well, I hope they're into eggs. My wife was like, what are you going to do with all those eggs? I'm like, I don't know, you want one? I'll make sure there's one left. So here's an egg. There's egg. Come on, get together now. Be magic. That's pretty magic. See, I don't know how long these eggs will stay resolute or decent with the being in a marinade. They might do good until Monday, but I don't know. They might not. So I'm going to allow them to be eaten if they want to be eaten, or if, say, a family member wants to eat them. And I ran out of scallion. This is the last of my scallion. Out of egg. Here we go. Yeah. So that's cool. That's a very interesting variety. I've never had anything like that one. I've had stuff with peanut, but usually that peanut is a sesame paste kind of thing. And that's more of a Taiwanese thing. Hope these eggs stay happy like that. And we're gonna add some crushed red pepper. I'm gonna favor this Chinese sausage over there for a little bit of sprinkle. Yeah, I was supposed to use some of the one of the eggs for the last review I did, and I did not do that, so I'm a little irritated with myself, but yeah, savory peanut. Well, ladies and James, I gotta say, an interesting and eventful week. But it comes to a close with this episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time. Thank you very much for continuing to watch and learn of my escapades in the universe and such. And yeah. So don't scratch yourself really hard on the front right above your foot, and you won't be squirting fire hose like me. Anyways, this has been Hans the Ramen Raider wishing you enjoyment of your noodles each and every day. Have a good one. I'm fine. Bye-bye.